Good morning, investors. Welcome to the Real Estate Investor News Channels, where we'll go over the top news related to real estate. And for today, I got beautiful. I don't know about beautiful, but I got some good news for you guys today. I guess not really. I take that back. But today we got America's home builders, D.R. Horton Homes, falling apart in months. So we're gonna take a look at that and what's going on there and what's the issue. The second story I got: TV chef Madison Cohen using legal loopholes to avoid paying rent past 4.5 years. That's an interesting one going on in New York. And for the third story, we got 2023 sees 151,000 units in adaptive reuse, and that's basically turning it from being an office building, being a warehouse, whatever that may be, and turning that into apartments. So we're seeing that is jumping back up, and which we knew that was going to happen because we've been talking about how office space have been taking a big hit, and that's what's going on there. But before we jump into our three story, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to follow us on Instagram or subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to this, wherever you're at. So yeah. So let's get right into it. For our first story, we got. Let me move my screen over to this side. 2023 sees. Oh, sorry. Let's start with the DR Horton story. DR Horton Homes falling apart in months. So it says here, 166-page inspection report from Knowles noted, and this is a home buyer. Knowles noted problem in virtually every part of the home: missing pipes, doors installed incorrectly, installation too thin, the structural integrity of the roof compromised, and multiple code violations were all noted within the inspection. In 2021, Scott Mulway and his family moved from a Somerville neighborhood into their home built in 2019, 2 months after moving in. That is insane. So 2 months after moving in, they were already having issues, and I'm surprised this is even in 2019. Oh, let me add myself back to the stage because in 2020 it was when stuff really just went crazy, because builders didn't have material, they were trying to source it from different places, and then at the same time, since uh, uh, the pandemic boost home selling, you guys remember how everything went. They were trying to hurry up with the bills and so they can get more inventory in the game. So that obviously, when you have more, the quality drops. So it says here, the roof buckle. This is the home buyer still saying the roof buckled again in February 2023 and again in January 2024. The most recent roofing problem came with a 17,500 price tag. That's insane. That's more costly than a roof. And I don't know. I remember last time my audio was messed up, so hopefully you guys can hear this. But if you can't hear, just watch this TikTok video from this guy explaining. Limestone break, just moving back and forth. So he went to his attic to see what's going on, and you see these uprights were supposed to be tied, and they weren't even tied here. So yeah, that that was that. So it says here the finding includes poorly ventilated homes, mold, and high indoor humidity levels. Baton Rouge attorney Lance Uglesby, I think is how you say it, and Lafayette attorney Alan Haney saw they found over 50 homes poorly constructed by DR Horton. Now, of course, again, I'm surprised that this is that these at least the ones in the beginning was built in 2019, because in 2020, I think, and I say this by the way from personal experience. My personal home, I bought it in 2021, and I feel like it could have been better built, but it also the builder, they look to look for ways to not necessarily to get away with things, but um really the quality of materials, it was horrible. I'm not, we me and my wife, we bought this house, and we don't regret it at all, but we feel like it could have been better built. If we would have had more time, and if it wasn't such a competitive market, we probably would have chose a different builder, a different home. All right, for our second story, we got TV chef Madison Cohen used legal loopholes to avoid paying rent the past 4.5 years. So it says here celebrity chef Madison Cohen, which I've never heard of, has relied on soft eviction laws to avoid more than $145,000 in rent payments on his Brooklyn apartment the past 4.5 years, his landlord claims. The British born former champ of the Food Network's Chopped and Iron Chef owes 53 months in back rent and a month in a 1 month bedroom Borum Hill pad he and his family have occupied since October 2019. Cohen hasn't paid a cent of rent since January 2020, relying on legal loopholes like repeatedly appearing eviction orders to remain in the State Street apartment. That is crazy. If you have the time to do that every single time, go appeal for eviction every single time. You, my friend, deserve to be a shit chef. That is insane. Let's continue reading here. I've never seen anything more absurd in my life, says Shiha, who is the landlord. This is why people are getting out of New York. The system is completely broken and purposely set to punish landlords. I'm over $140,000 in rent. This is the landlord speaking, but I still have to pay for insurance, taxes, water, he said. Now, this is, I mean, I don't know if like lawmakers do this on purpose or what, but this is insane how this is still something that I still seen. Again, I'm obviously the landlord is the one to be the victim here because the fact that this guy can literally evict eviction, yes, evict eviction from just filing appeal every single time, that is crazy. Come on, there has to be a stop. $140,000 due in rent, like, come on, guys. Anyways, let's continue reading. Cohen, whose website notes he's catered posts of posh events for former President Bill Clinton, actress Scarlett Johansson, and other A-listers, initially took advantage of the pandemic-driven state moratorium on evictions from March 2020 through mid-January 2022. Since then, judges have ordered Cohen's eviction on 5 separate occasions, but he's dodged each time by running to court, filing new appeals. So that is super sad for the landlord. He is scheduled to appear in Brooklyn Housing Court Wednesday on the latest eviction bid. So super sad for that landlord. I mean, it is again. That's why, like the that landlord said, that's why people are moving from New York because of stuff like this. But hey, come out to the country, other places like where I'm at, Alabama. All right, for our third story, we got 2023 sees 151,000 units in adaptive reuse. Hotels top offices. So you guys know in the pandemic, a lot of office buildings have been taking a big hit because people are working from home and stuff like that. We've covered that story, multiple stories regarding that in the last couple of days. But we're a lot of landlords, not landlords, I said, a lot of investors got smart because they have to. I mean, they're losing money with these units. They have to get smarter with that. So that's what we're gonna this story covers today. It says here, adaptive reuse projects a remarkable surge last year with 17.6% more outdated building to apartment conversions compared to 2022. Approximately 12,700 new apartments entered the market in 2023 via adaptive reuse. Currently, a staggering 151,000 apartments are in various stages of conversion across the country, with 58,000 units repurposed from former office. Now, this is alongside with all the apartments buildings being built. So I'd be interested to see what's because I don't know if like the numbers are taken into account these apartment or office space or warehouse space, whatever the case may be, uh, turning into apartment buildings. I don't know if that's put in the numbers of how many multifamily units are getting built right now. So I'd be curious to see what is that going to do to rent the coming years. So this is a chart here that you see. Let me see if I can zoom in so you guys can see it better. I think I zoomed in too much. There it is. So we'll see here in 2016, 2017, this was going on a lot. And then in the next couple of years, it's kind of slowed down a little bit. And then obviously, let me see, COVID was decently high compared to the previous 2 years. But now it's looked like things are picking back up in 2023. And according to what this article says, I'm gonna get me some coffee real quick. You need the coffee early this morning, people, because believe me, I won't be able to have this amount of energy at this time of the day. Um, excuse me. Okay, but it says here, hotel conversions dominated the adaptive reuse project last year, surpassing even office conversion. And that's obvious because hotels already have like uh, uh, bathrooms in there. They already have a window. They're already split by bedroom. So hotels is the easiest to convert from a hotel to an apartment building. And then nationwide, it says here nationwide, over 4,500 apartments were converted from repurposed hotels, making up over one third of all conversion. This trend was strong in destination cities like New York, of course, where many half empty hotels have been repurposed into apartments due to the city's ongoing shortage. And you can see here this other chart, the one in light blue is hotel converted to apartments is 36%, office building 28%, which is, I mean, again, a lot of investors are getting smart or not necessarily smarter. They really have no choice. They either go into foreclosure, they have this big debt that they have to pay, uh, uh, or convert it, put in more capital to convert it into apartment building. I mean, they really have no choice. I have here factories at 15%. I don't even know how you can do that, but warehouse at 9% and then other at 12%. And then you can see here the comparison between in 2020 the green I guess 1700 uh, hotels were converted, and then office building, let me see, it doesn't have the number here, but you can see office building was a whole lot more. And then every year after that, for 2021 and 2022, office space was killing it, converting into apartment buildings. And then 2023 we see a different trend there. Manhattan led everybody with 733 for 2023. Richmond, Virginia, was 662, and Alameda, California, I think that's how you say that, was at number three. And then down here we have the top 20 cities for future apartment conversions. We have LA at number one, Manhattan number two, and Chicago at number three. And that is our three stories for today. Thank you, everybody, for listening in. Again, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram. And YouTube, of course, because that's where you're watching this. But be sure to do all of the above. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful start of your week.